YouTube, what it do? This is Huncho TV. You now tuned in to my latest drop, and if you made it this far, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. And just know your time here is highly respected and greatly valued here on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Attacked by an officer at the Warren jail is going on the offensive, taking the city to court for tens of millions of dollars. Thanks for being with us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Officer Matthew Rodriguez fired from Warren Police this week for that incident in what the police commissioner called a clear and obvious decision, but that is far from the end of the story.
A new lawsuit says the city should pay, arguing the other officers seen in the video were not trying to stop the attack, but were instead part of it. Here to help us sort out the claims is Victor Williams. Victor, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Kimberly and Devin. We all knew that a lawsuit.
So, before we continue, I already know what y'all finna say. It appears that this young brother was antagonizing or probably said some things that provoked this officer to react the way he reacted. That is not a valid reason for you to put your hands on someone. As an officer, it is in your best interest to maintain composure and to de-escalate any situation when dealing with these type of individuals or dealing with anybody in general. However, it appears that this officer chose to take matters into his own hands for whatever reason. Obviously, we don't know the full context of the story, but I'm not buying the whole, it looks like he was saying something that antagonized the officer. I'm not buying that. Because again, as an officer, you are supposed to be de-escalating the situation and maintaining composure, not putting your hands on people.
Potentially coming down the pipeline, but we had no idea it will be coming out this quickly. Not only is the city of Warren and the officer who is allegedly responsible for the attack listed as defendants, but the other two officers that were in that room as well.
The officer said, "Hurry up and take the picture, you little." And he said, "I ain't no."
Just 14 days after the now viral moment.
Rightfully so.
An officer assaulting a 19-year-old carjacking suspect. A lawsuit has officially been filed against the city of Warren on behalf of Jaquan Smith.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't appreciate being called anything of that type of slang either. I would have defended myself too. You're not finna sit here and call me a female dog when I ain't no female dog. It don't work like that. No, I get it.
Fighter law.
He's about double the size of him.
The 30-page complaint is now seeking $50 million in damages. Jaquan's aunt Tanisha Banks is just happy he's still here.
The first thing that ran across my mind, did he survive?
Commissioner Bill Dwyer commenting on how quickly the lawsuit was filed.
Why do they have to rush to doing that?
I wish I could have got it filed sooner, but we did it as fast as we possibly could.
The big question is whether or not Jaquan received any injuries in the assault.
He was treated at the hospital for his injuries, and he was cleared of no injuries.
He is still, as of this day, having issues with head injuries. He's having headaches, dizziness, nausea, consistent with traumatic brain injury.
Another question is whether the other two officers involved actually intervened.
They were actors. They were part of this brutality, and they will be held responsible as well.
They didn't see what the officer had done at the beginning. They came in when he was down on the ground, and they don't know. So, but when the officer started banging his head, that's when they said, "Enough is enough," and they reported immediately to their supervisor.
Either way, the now fired officer Matthew Rodriguez.
So, what I saw from the other two officers just trying to contain the suspect. Now, as far as what they could have done to better rectify the situation, I definitely think they could have maybe put a strain on this officer versus just holding the suspect down, because it didn't make the situation any better. You have three large officers trying to contain one small suspect, and then you are sitting and watching this guy punch him, slam his head into the ground, grab him by his hair, and not doing anything about it. That is not fair, and to me, that's not justice. Any good-hearted officer would have interjected and stopped it immediately, but that wasn't the case with these two other officers. So I think they're in the wrong just as much as he is.
Has been charged with misdemeanor assault. It also turns out he has a history of alleged excessive force.
There was a lawsuit against him, and it stemmed from one occurrence with two different plaintiffs. One of them was...
Let's backtrack
That room as well.
A new lawsuit says the city should pay, arguing the other officers seen in the video were not trying to stop the attack, but were instead part of it. Here to help us sort out the claims is Victor Williams. Victor, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Kimberly and Devin. We all knew that a lawsuit was potentially coming down the pipe after the now viral moment of an officer assaulting a 19-year-old carjacking suspect. A lawsuit has officially been filed against the city of Warren on behalf of Jaquan Smith and Fire Law.
He's about double the size of him.
The 30-page complaint is now seeking $50 million in damages. Jaquan's aunt Tanisha Banks is just happy he's still here. The 30-page complaint is now seeking $50 million in damages. Jaquan's aunt Tanisha Banks is just happy he's still here.
The first thing we were in the car.
That man could have did something. That's not the right thing to do. That's very fucking inhuman of these officers, all of them, to be honest with you. Morally, if you had any type of heart, you wouldn't allow another officer to react like that, especially towards a suspect that's probably 2 to 3 times smaller than him, where he has no advantage. He has no weapons. All he has is himself. While you guys, you got vests, you got weapons, you got all these types of equipments to help protect yourselves. And not one of them chose to step in, interject, and say, bro, chill out. This is not the thing to do. None of them chose to do that. But let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned, baby. This is Sancho TV again, and I'm out. Peace.